Well, let's go ahead and park learning Swift and move on to our next topic, which is take-home tests. When you applied for a job at a FANG company or similar, and they say, okay, we're thinking about you for the job. We want to make sure you can write good, structured code. So they give you a take-home test, a test you can take home with you. What kinds of take-home tests are most common for iOS Swift jobs?
Yeah, so they obviously vary a little bit from company to company because, if you're dealing with a heavy MapKit location company, of course, their take-home project might have some MapKit stuff in it. So think about that with whatever company you're applying to, that you're probably going to get something along those lines. But really, at the end of the day, like if you can hit an API, parse the JSON, make the model and have it appear pretty on the screen in a table view or a collection view, you're 90% of the way there for these take-home projects. That is what most of them will do. Just some examples of some I've done in the past is I've had to recreate Giphy. If you've ever gone to the Giphy app, how it's like a Pinterest-style collection view, right? The not all even clean lines, right? They're kind of like jagged, and then animated GIFs playing. So I had to do that also in a performant way, so the GIFs could be playing with smooth scrolling. I've done one that had to get a list of GitHub followers, which, my course is all about, kind of a GitHub follower app. So that take-home test inspired that course. Really, the only thing similar is just that you have to get a list of followers. Everything else is different. I didn't just rip it off. But back to the example of like doing what an app does. I had to do like a mini version of DoorDash, the food delivery service, right? Where I had to have the user enter an address on MapKit where they could like pan the map, drop a pin, and that's where they want their food delivered. And then I had to find like a list of restaurants, based on that location, that latitude and longitude. So again, that just gives an example of something similar to the company you're applying for. So it's not like there's just one blanket answer, aside from the hit an API, parse the JSON, make it look pretty on the screen. That is pretty much in all of them. But after that, you're going to get some variance based on the company.
It's certainly true that understanding JSON/codable and good table view knowledge / navigation view knowledge is a large part of our job, right? I mean, making good table view, making good navigation, making good network data, that is a third of the apps out there, just like right there. That's it.
Yeah.
So you nail those skills, then hopefully the rest of it's gravy, more or less, on top.
Yeah, I did have one that required programmatic UI, which was a funny story because at the time I had never done programmatic UI. So like this is the first time I was like, I read the requirements and I was like, oh crap. I was like, all right, I guess we're going to learn this. But I was honest with them up front. Like when I submitted the project, I was like, I had never done programmatic UI. So I guess keep that in mind when you get this. You're getting my first attempt at it. And that actually went a long way because they're like, wow, this is pretty impressive. It was bad, by the way. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great programmatic UI. But they were like, wow, for your first time, that was pretty good. So I think being honest and upfront about that kind of helped out in the long run.